जाने दो। I know, sorry, don't worry. That's okay. We should be okay. बहुत ज़्यादा लग गया वही भूल जाएगा बंदा पीछे सुनती रही हाँ वही तो सब दोनों का अलग होता है ना आगे वाली है
you want to put it here?
इसको आगे कर दो ना तो लगेगा सही पे
No, we have to put the pocket back. You know what? Yeah, can you move the chairs a little bit back?
When the smoothie will be distributed, we don't want any advertisement.
I know.
आगे ही
No, you yeah.
Pour it, pour it.
It only fits 4 chairs.
This is a trap. This is the trap right here. Let me fix the trap.
Pudina, dhania, chutney, green smoothie. Samples available.
You would have heard a कहावत है गाँव बसाने में जाने वाले पहले आते वही वाली बात है मंदिर बना रहे exactly everybody's looking forward.
Yes, me too.
People are so excited they didn't even eat dinner.
That I didn't promise.
Whoever saw the topics,
इसकी बात नहीं सुनी
they did not have dinner.
I didn't eat lunch today. I didn't eat lunch.
So now you have choices. Look at this.
Oh wow, almond.
So if you are not a smoothie person, you can go for
Nobody's gonna make fun. Let's talk. Thank you.
fun of what? We are enjoying.
Yes.
There's so many things.
You have fun, but don't make fun.
Absolutely.
This student looks like tropical.
But you have to promise him you will get some samples, right? To taste.
We'll see. Whoever nice boy.
Student, that's tropical.
Yeah. That's how much your knowledge goes.
All the way to tropical.
All the way tropical.
It's a
Yes.
surprise.
Peter Island.
It's a surprise.
Anilji?
We have to change in the middle.
Anilji, you have to change, huh?
Change is constant.
We can get started.
We can get started.
Good evening, everyone. What kind of good evening is this? Everybody fired up?
Lights are on. Lights are on.
It's
the
the
movie
first-
started.
It's the first Pase after exciting winter
Yeah,
conference. So we all have to be fired up.
Yes.
We are Suren and Suman, and we welcome you all in tonight's Pase. We are proud to be launched by our Emeralds Q12 going Perry and Anna, and proud to be a part of Diamond Ring team of Anup and Preeti. And here is Suren.
All right, guys, how's everybody feeling today?
Fired up.
It's cold outside, but look at inside, right? Be excited. You know, we are all privileged people. We are privileged IBOs.
Yes.
Privileged business owners. I mean, I tell you, this winter conference, it was amazing. I mean, there's so many things you guys gonna hear actually from the new people plus everybody else. Exactly, and definitely thanks to Perry and Anna. They always open their door with a big heart. You know, everything what Perry does, cleaning and everything. He's not listening to me, that's why.
No,
So-
but really, you know, today, not even today, I mean any day, especially today, you know, just for Pace, they leave everything on lower priority, be it their dinner, be it whatever they need to do, but Pace is the top priority for them. So thank you so much for caring for us. You know, that means a lot to us.
Absolutely. All right. Finished. All right. So
Our goal.
I think definitely. So we are Suren and Suman. Our goal is to make our 6 legs go 6 honoring partner leg and
Eagle
go
ship.
eagle by July 2019.
Yes.
that's it.
Yet?
And we get a spring leadership. Absolutely.
7 springs and 2 honoring partnership legs by
Seven.
by spring. By 7 6. Come on, Suren.
Come on! I'm so focused on my goal. All right. There you go. Diamonds and Noop and Preeti are here. All right, guys. Okay, so are we all ready for the first topic? Does anybody know what the first topic is? Let's see. Let's see who all checked the face email. 8:35? No. Is it not? Okay. All right. So definitely we have a fired up speaker. I mean, whenever he gets the topic, he always puts a lot of I would say spices in the topic. He always.
Sorry, can I do first?
You want to do first?
Yes,
wanna do
because the
first?
frozen stuff will be unfrozen by then.
Oh, I see. Smoker is melting. All right. Okay.
Sorry.
So
And-
That's what I said.
miss out the temptation. You're so
And
tempted.
yeah, that's what I was saying. We
Before you lose
cannot
the
hold our
ingredients.
cravings any longer.
before we start eating the ingredients, okay.
Otherwise, yeah,
All right, then
all the
I'll let-
dreams will start vanishing. We'll
Then
start
I'll have
eating.
someone to introduce.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
So, you know, we are proud and privileged to be a part of Perry and Anna's team, Emeralds Q12 going Perry and Anna. And you know, one thing I want to say for Anna is, you know, she is a role model to all the ladies in her team. And they always, both Perry and Anna, they always set the standard high and they lead by example. So we definitely are honored to be a part of their team. And with that, I would like to invite our first speaker, Anna Mehta.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. You guys look awesome.
Good. Thank you very much. Anna.
All right. So this light, this is gonna come. It's coming. Okay, start. Oh, you put it already? Oh, nice. Okay, hi everyone. We are fired up and excited. Perry and Anna, welcome everyone. And I'm sure everybody's excited after the conference, right?
Yes.
So my topic was 5 minutes. So being the upline, I told her no 10 minutes I'll need because there's not just the smoothies, but also we can what other options, and maybe I want people to also give some input. So it will be a very casual topic. So I don't have any notes, but definitely our goal is double eagle ruby by this year end, and definitely qualifying for Achievers 2020 by doing 2 DTMs, 5 mg, 2 DTMs a day, 5 mg ones a week, and definitely having 3 honoring partners, new legs to Spring Leadership. And we'll know tonight how many legs we are taking to Spring Leadership, right? When people talk about their goals. All right. So, but I'm going to talk about smoothies. We have just talked. We always talk about the bars, like when we talk about from the business, and we also talk about the smoothies. But then we leave it up to people to And I've seen when you leave it up to people, including me, we never take the It has to be like somebody has to really show us, because it's like a showing and telling. What's the point of doing a pace? That's so. I just thought and plus, what's the advantage of having pace at your house? You can bring your machine down and you can actually show people, because I feel after tonight a lot of you will that confusion that, oh my god, smoothies, oh that's like something for people who are so serious about their health. No, not really. So, or maybe it's only for people on YouTube channels. Right now, if you go to YouTube, those so-called influencers and all those people, that's what they're like. Everybody's talking about smoothies, and it's the end thing. So we need to really get out of our parathas and pohas and whatever it is, because I feel we all love it. I love our Indian traditional, ethnic, even Mexican, whatever food we have. But then when it comes to your own health, only I guess 3/4 of Americans, they don't get enough fruits and vegetables. Even though you claim to be a vegetarian, or plant-based, I claim to be plant-based, I still don't get enough fruits and vegetables in a day. And that's the main thing. And when you don't take fruits and vegetables, you are robbing yourself of that fiber that everybody needs. And that's why this country is struggling to lose weight, because people are worrying about they're sometimes taking carbs out, sometimes increasing protein, then this. And there's an amazing diet called keto diet, and that's where they promote fat. Can you imagine losing weight on fat? So it's crazy out there, guys. Thank God for BWD.
There's one simple trick to controlling your weight.
Cardiologist.
What happened, Barry? He was telling the simple trick. So, but even some doctors out there that promoting some people are saying don't eat fruits, don't eat vegetables. It's crazy out there. So thank God for the business. When we look at Amway, when they have, if you imagine, they have been having this all plant protein powder for ages, right? In India, it's one of the top selling products. So they do have, and we do have other kind of meal shakes and in excess and in body and different flavors. But today, what I'm going to talk about, what I'm doing, and which has really made a difference, how I feel in my energy level, and in general, it has really made my life very easy. Because we want to have a simple life, because we all want to. Simple life means what we are 3 meals a day, at least get those meals. So first meal, breakfast, that's what most of the people, they miss it because they think it's too crazy, or they don't have time to, make those omelets or parathas or whatever, So this can actually, and the difference between smoothie, and I'm not talking about those monstrous, shakes that you get, outside, those are really monstrous, because the amount of sugar they have and the amount of all the bad stuff that they have, they use all sort of corn syrup and all that nonsense, it's not good for you. So it's like once in a while, if you want to treat yourself, that's like a dessert, but that's not a breakfast. So that's the difference between a smoothie, and that too a healthy smoothie, because smoothies can be made different ways too. So, and I just want to tell you a couple of tips, if you want to get into this, it's all about with listening to BSM, we need to have a pattern, we need to have things on hand. If you don't have an app downloaded, it's very hard for you to listen to a BSM. So what I did, I keep my things in a place where I'm going to be using it. Everybody, even if you're working, you're supposed to have a breakfast, So even though I'm not working, but my day starts earlier than most of you, I would say, maybe not Preeti, but most of you, because our kids are in high school, so or maybe some people who really cook in the morning. But I just feel keep the things that you're going to add, and I even cut it from the top, so that I'm not opening and I don't have the time. So it's already cut. Everything is open. I even removed the, thing from the top. Even in this one, it comes in plastic. So I used to have it, it was here and the other one was there. That's why I was missing out on the digestive probiotic. So what I want to make in my smoothie is not just for the not just that I want to have something fun, exciting in the morning. Also something which is nutritious. Also, it's something convenient, easy. But I also want to create some PV. Why not? Because outside also, when you think about they're going to use some sort of a protein powder or some sort of most of them are using Greek yogurt. So don't get me there. Greek yogurt, if you're using that, that's not really a healthy option. But anyway, that's not my topic ever, but that's what I feel like. You really need to know what you're putting in your body. So if you are really looking for that protein, how about your own protein powder, or maybe the protein that comes from your bars and all that we have. But then if you can do this, Perry will talk about, after I'm done, Perry will show what after, on top of that smoothie, what is his lunch. So let me show our breakfast. So I'm not going to make it too fancy, because if I put too much green, if you have never tasted, I usually do 2 cups of greens. But for 4, we make 4 cups in the morning. So I'll add 2 cups of greens. And then the amount of greens that you add, the same amount you should add the frozen, frozen fruits. So frozen fruits, and if you look at this, I have different pouches. So what I have done, this one has actually, if you look at it, has pomegranate. It has even a couple of cranberries. It doesn't have to be a lot of cranberries. Maximum I use strawberries, and then blueberries, and then there is some blackberries and raspberries. So if you look at this, this is like a powerhouse of antioxidants right there, all sorts of phytonutrients. So right there, who's gonna, even if you say, oh, I eat strawberries, but do you eat them every day? So that's your frozen. I told you it was gonna. A spoon, please. Thank you. And then and the scissors too, Arif. You can actually open it. Let me try to open. Oh, this can open, yeah. Sorry. So, and even I have an apple. My hands are clean. I have an apple, because what happens, sometimes those apples, or even grapes, that your kids think that they are not too pretty. You don't want to throw them. It's an organic one. You can just freeze. I just put them inside my berries, right there. That's why they have the colors on them. So, thank you so much. So that's in goes the berries. It doesn't take a lot of time if you already have the things prepared. So. Then
you're using that frozen one, right?
Frozen ones, yeah. And Perry is going to later on. I'll talk about, because a lot of the time people have this confusion, frozen is not, some smart people have told me that they don't like frozen because it's not healthy. So I'm going to talk about why frozen, because it's about convenience. Because if you're going to use the fresh ones, sometimes you don't have it, and sometimes they go bad, so there's a nice video that's going. I'm not putting, I usually put 2 and 2, but I'm just putting I'm just showing it to you. Then goes your protein powder.
So you put probiotics.
Probiotics, digestive probiotics, fiber powder, yes. And I'm gonna kind of make here 2. So depending upon number of cups, I'm just using 1 scoop, depending upon how much you are making. Okay. Then comes the. If you don't have a high speed, a professional sort of a blender, I'm doing 3 cups, right? Okay, so that at least everybody can get some. You can actually, what trick I will tell you, mix your whatever the beverage you're using. I'm using almond milk because it's unsweetened, and plus the thing is, when you use milk or those sort of things, with the fat, you'll get that creamy stuff, and doesn't it makes it does even it'll then again it'll be like a shake, as if you're using ice cream or whatever, So, and let me just first do this, and then I'm going to show you my secret ingredient.
Do you add water in it?
You don't have to. It's not so. 1 minute. So this machine I don't have, because it's already programmed. So the color doesn't look that great because we added all sorts of blackberries and all that. So what you can do, and I didn't add any sugar because I know you guys are having it for the first time. So I want you to, so the secret ingredient is beets. Add this and you see the difference, And
these are organic beets.
Organic beets and dates. Yeah. So you can, to make it sweet. And if you don't have dates available, maybe you can use stevia. So I'm not going to use it because I think we'll be fine with. To get that nutty flavor, you can even add some walnuts, and then some chia seeds I'm adding. So let's see, because with omega and fiber and all that, you can do whatever you want. That's what I'm saying. You can be very whatever you like. Like, you know, a lot of times smoothies have a banana, but my kids don't like banana. But if you really, banana is amazing because you'll get that potassium and, like, you know, that's really good for athletes and all people who are going to work out. So just one more time I'm going to do it. And you will see the change in the color. And then it looks, I don't know. If this one is but if you have a machine which is not Vitamix or something, then you have to soak your tears. See the color change, guys? So that beets, and beets is amazing, right? Everybody knows. So you want to make it healthy but also good looking, you know, so that your kids are not making faces. Because that's why I never make those green smoothies. Because the green mixed with other thing makes it brown and doesn't look so tempting. You want to make it like tempting. Because Perry likes it, that means it's okay. Right from the, okay, who wants to try it?
Me.
Yes, everybody. Okay, somebody. And then because by the time she gives it to her people, maybe,
Couple share.
yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, it's enough. We have very small glasses, so no couple
Do you
share.
have enough?
Yeah, no, give it to them. No, sometimes wife likes and husband doesn't like. It's not a yeah. That's okay. Have it. And then I would by the time they are doing this, Perry can talk about how he makes his smoothie.
So can we store it for 4-5 hours?
You can actually, but if you maybe put it in the fridge, you know, then it does. Like Perry, like, you know, I make it in the morning like 6:30, and then Perry will have it while he's going to work like 1.5 hours later. So it's fine.
Yeah, but I think
But
also
the-
2 hours is fine.
but I think
sometimes
but
because of the
if it
protein
is-
powder, it becomes.
Plus, but if it is not cold, it's that's why I either you that's why I add ice. That's why I added the if you're not adding frozen fruits, then you'll have to add some ice.
And also because of the protein powder, it breaks down, and the texture is it's little
It's
different.
protein
after
powder
2-3
is
hours.
like wheat and soya and peas. So, but it's I think I have tried it. Like, you know, you can even mix it one more time. Is the sugar enough, Preeti?
Perfect, perfect.
Okay. If Preeti says sugar is enough,
Perfect.
okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
See, again, it's all
And
natural
this is
sugar.
ongoing
What
PV
were
every
the
month.
greens did you add?
I have the super greens which has kale, arugula, chard, and spinach. All organic. You get it in BJ. Like, you know, super greens, even Wegmans has it now. So instead of just getting one, why don't you get all four? So kale, if some people just do it with kale, and if you're starting new, don't start with kale because it is. But you know, the best part is some people say I would rather eat the fruits, or some people just believe, okay, I'll just have the juice. Juice will take away the fiber. That is like, you know, don't worry about the juice. But even having fruits, sometimes, you know, when you put it like this, every fruit has a cellular wall that has the fiber. So when you blend it, you get more nutrients out of it. So
You know what? Actually, in some of the blenders, you know, they don't peel the apple. They just put the whole apple. Actually,
Yes,
in this
you
one,
can.
you can do it.
you can do it.
You can
But the thing is,
throw the whole thing.
you can throw the whole thing.
Husband only. It's okay.
Okay.
Really good.
So the things that is like fun, you're getting all the nutrients at once. That's the thing. You cannot count whole day. I had this fruit, oh now orange turn. And you can make a tropical smoothie too, because you can add mango and mangoes and pineapple and all that. And you can make it in juice too, like, you know, if you want, like. But I feel like when you're having so much sweet, then why again juice? So this is like.
Excess of.
Yeah, you can use excess. You can use, like, somebody's going for a gym, like they can use the pre-workout, like they can use that, you know. So whatever, that's the beauty of smoothies. Anything can go, and nobody will know.
Do we have recipes online? You can try different things, like people put peanut butter.
Yes,
and
people do,
something,
like
something.
with excess and the meal replacement. There are a lot of, but I want to talk about these smoothies because they're at Amway they're not talking about the smoothies. So they are promoting it in the dough and in the soups and all that. But how about you use this in your smoothies
You
as
can
well?
one more pointer. You cannot mix excess in milk.
Yes,
So,
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
If you are using
Milk
excess-
anyway, nobody, please don't put any milk in
Yeah.
anything. More fruits and, so you are getting more fruits and vegetables, and definitely use, once you drink it in the morning, you will feel the energy, like, you know, it's light but it's filling because you're actually, protein, it has protein, carb, everything, like you're getting, because fruits have, you know, carbs and the nuts had the good fats in them, so you're pretty much getting antioxidants and omegas and everything. Whoever wants with some more, we have a couple of them more here.
And then lunch.
Lunch Patty is talking about.
So
Along
guys,
with his, he will talk about his lunch.
my lunch.
Perry will talk about his lunch. No, Perry will talk about his lunch.
My
I'm
lunch
done.
is
After this one.
Anna gives me a box full of frozen what do you call it? Broccolis, frozen broccoli. I have corn, carrots, and some greens. And she puts anything and everything. Some nuts. I like peanuts. Peanut is my hot button, so she puts some peanuts also. The honey roasted peanuts. So just make it tasty.
Are they all sauté or just
No.
directly from the freezer?
Freezer,
Just
put it
freeze it,
there.
it takes
Okay,
time.
and then
But the carrots are fresh, like
fresh carrots. Carrots are not frozen. So what I do is by the time I have time to eat, I just microwave them for a minute because I like raw. It's up to you if you want to
Because
saute.
they are
it's
saying you should be eating raw. So
raw.
this is a great way to eat raw.
Yeah. And see, the idea is, we want to simplify your life. Sometimes you have to change your taste buds. Please do. Otherwise, we can keep having our whatever, but we will never make money, right? So if you want to make money, we have to change, right? So let's change the taste buds also, because because if we do that, so I have been doing this for almost 7 months since this has come out. I've been doing that every day. Every day means every day. Means Suren, right? Every day, right? Every day.
It's 15 PV.
Religiously every day.
Every day, right?
This has 15 PV. This is a great product.
And sometimes people say, oh, I like different tastes. I said I like big house, big cars, money, and the taste is okay. I can live with the
You get
same
used to
taste.
it.
No, but
Seriously.
there are other flavors available. So.
Yes, but you know what? If you really see, when you feel good about eating something, right? They say, if you when you are happy eating this thing, it will go more in your body, right?
Yeah, the body will receive it better.
So what you have to do is, I have like 10 ounces of water, few ice cubes melt. I just take 2 scoops of this. This is like meal replacement vanilla meal replacement shake, okay? And I have talked about this. People say, hey, what you drinking? Protein shake? I said, no, it's meal. Oh, what meal replacement? What is meal replacement? Then I said, read about it, right? Do you know about Amway? Do you know about Nutrilite? I said, they don't know about it. So anyway, so people who are curious, they will ask more, right? Okay. So it's so good.
And you can add fiber and whatever you want to add if you haven't had it.
No, but I think this dude has enough fiber. It has enough. What do you call it, for digestions? A lot of times digestion in it. It really jives well with your digestion. You won't feel bloated
Yeah,
after.
5 grams of fiber.
Yeah. So just shake it up.
20 grams protein.
Yeah. And I'm not talking anything. Yeah, and just shake it up and
230 calories.
230 calories. So and with veggies and this, I'm like full.
Wow.
So means and I put some corn in it. I talked about corn and some walnuts also. She puts it in.
Oh,
Just
not
to get
in
some,
this because
No,
I'm taking
no,
a picture.
no. Oh,
Video.
Okay. In the
salad.
in the salad, So, but this one, you just shake it up. The beauty of this is the new one is that it mixes and blends very well. Okay, and it has some salt in it, so you get like, it's not too sweet. Because the previous one, I remember, it had an aftertaste, and it was too sweet.
They say they add salt to balance out the sweetness.
And if you look at it, you can, if anybody wants to try, I know people have tried it, and so it just mixes everything. But you need 2 scoops of it because
I tried. I'm doing it. You're doing the same thing. You can try.
It's really good.
Approved by Perry.
yeah, it's so tasty.
Anna, can I have one? That's it. The kitchen is closed tomorrow.
I might not have mixed it. I mix it more because when it has ice cubes in it,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
mixes
better,
better because the ice melted. So that's what they actually recommend.
They've recommended.
Yeah, they recommend to put ice cubes and mix
And
it.
it tastes better when it's something liquid and you, yes, it tastes better. So don't worry about if you don't like
And
it.
you know what? It's so convenient right now. Anna doesn't have to, run. Even she can pack my lunch or lunch in previous night also. She can just has to keep the veggies, and then I've had it by work and just drink it, and I'm all set, right? So that's the beauty of this, and I've been resisting drinking the shake for so long, and then I think for past a month or 2 months or so, I've started drinking that shake, and you know what? When you feel good about it, that, oh, I'm drinking very healthy
You
because I
really
know
feel you're
exactly.
doing a favor to your body.
Seriously, if you're doing favor to your body, and it's a whole cycle. Positive breeds positive. So once you start the day with positive, hey, the whole day goes well. So
And it is like 20 PV, like these two, if even if you're just using, and then I guess it's 13 PV, like whatever, like you're easily making a lot of PV, and and I would just say like learn about like the products, like what, and maybe if you find some other ideas, like anybody thinks something can be added or taken out or whatever, like you can share. Yeah, Jasmine, you have any?
Seriously,
Every day.
Oh, lovely. What flavor do you like?
I like the vanilla. I have
Vanilla. And you can also try in this also, you can use vanilla essence, you can add initially to just get that, make it tasty initially, then you can wean off.
So this one has a little less sugar in it, because in the morning when I drink it has more sugar. So somebody who wants to start with
Yes,
it, because
please. Yes, I initially, to get Perry hooked, I did put some sugar in it.
yeah,
Or you can replace with the meal replacement.
Yes, you can use the meal replacement shake too. Yes,
Because that is more creamy. And
creamy. Yes, yeah.
So for my lunch, I take a meal replacement shake, and I take my lunch after workout. So I add 1 spoon of to boost protein. I add 1 spoon of almond butter,
Okay.
and then it's all set.
So if you're not exercising, don't boost your protein. You have enough protein. Yeah, we all have enough protein. When people just keep
you want me to play that video?
Yes, yeah, just for the frozen. Yeah, I'm done. And guys, instead of 2,000 calories that we eat, it's like between 200 to 500 calories, and of course you'll lose weight. It's not about being skinny; it's about being healthy. So with that, I'm done.
All right.
And you're gonna show the video of fresh version.
With the advent of freezers, we're able to keep our food lasting longer than ever before. But is there a difference between fresh and frozen produce in terms of nutrition? Which should you be eating? Your instinct may be to shout out, of course fresh food is better, it's fresh. And you may be right, but it's highly dependent on the circumstances. In many instances, the food you take off the shelf in a grocery store has been harvested underripe to avoid damage during travel time. This means it hasn't yet reached its peak nutrition. Furthermore, the minute it was picked, its nutritional content began to deteriorate. The food is then loaded on a truck, boat, or plane, travels for days, and waits on a shelf for you to choose it, after which it may sit in your fridge for a few more days before being eaten. Over this period of potentially weeks, the food may lose up to foods, on the other hand, are picked when they're ripe and frozen immediately. And while the quick freeze process does affect some of the vitamin content, it essentially freezes or locks most of the nutrients in place. Next to the fresh produce that has been sitting around for weeks, there's no doubt that frozen foods can contain more nutrition, particularly during the months that local produce is not in season and traveling far distances. In a series of studies, after 3 days of storage, frozen broccoli had higher levels of vitamin C and beta-carotene, frozen blueberries wwere much higher in polyphenols and anthocyanins, and frozen sprouts scored higher on all nutrient measurements. Of course, if you pick a fresh vegetable from your garden or get it from a local farmer's market and eat it that day, nothing can quite compare to both the nutrition and the taste. But unless you're able to shop every few days, frozen produce can be a great, nutritionally comparable alternative. Like our whiteboard drawings and looking to free your creative side, check out our friends at Updesk who have created these amazing height-adjustable whiteboard desks, which we now...
Done. Perfect.
All right.
Nice video. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Perry and
Perry and
Anna.
Anna.
Yeah, was needed a lot of preparation. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Tasty
very much.
topic? Okay.
I think,
Tasty topic, yeah.
I think when I started looking at Perry, when he used to mix the shake, I mean the meal replacement shake, and I used to I used to go out and eat, and that was my routine actually every other day. But then when I started looking at him, he was like, are you full? Yeah, I'm full. I'm like, man, let's try it out. Then I switched my complete lunch on meal replacement shake and a bar. So I had that for like long time, and then I now sometimes I get the lunch, and then even if someone says like take the lunch, and I sometimes deliberately forget. I forgot.
Now you see
I'm just kidding. All right, thank you very much, Perry and Anna.
Yeah, one big round of applause for Anna and Faisal.
And then we'll need it, right?
Absolutely. All right.
No, not this.
This will be on fire.
We will need this to be removed, I meant.
All right, so who's ready for one good joke? I know you guys have already laughed a lot, but just one more. All right. So, wife says to the husband, "Honey, what will you give me for our 25th anniversary?" Husband says, "A trip to Thailand." Wife said, "Oh, wow, that's awesome. And for our 50th anniversary?" then I'll pick you up again.
From Thailand. That was the catch.
All right. Okay. Can a kangaroo jump higher than a house?
Yes. House cannot jump.
Yay.
There are some intelligent people sitting here.
He's working and he's good.
Yeah, very intelligent.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So I think after having
Good
healthy
breakfast.
food, now let's breathe in a good air, right? We gotta take care of that, eating and breathing. So I think to cover how you can really breathe fresh and have a good air with the help of our great business Amway, we are going to invite our eagles, Anil, and whenever. Definitely, Anil, you always gets the, most of the time the book of the month, and he really adds a lot of value. But here he's going to add a lot of value in our air purifier. So here you go, Anil Shukla. All right. Eagles and Shukla.
Thank you, student. Thank you for the nice introduction. Anil and Sunita here, proudly sponsored in the business by Perry and Anna Mittal. Definitely fired up and excited. 1 to 2 DTMs a day is a goal, and definitely with today's WhatsApp message, I think it's going to be refined. Okay, we definitely want to be at 7 Springs, and we have good 6 months. So if we put our act and work together, it's not a difficult goal to achieve. Okay, I will be talking about the atmosphere. Okay, and maybe in about a minute, Perry will play an intro video just to give you the overall idea about the product. But before we show you the video, or before I have just 3 or 4 slides that I will quickly run through. Okay, I just want to take couple of notions, take care of couple of notions right away. So for example, let's do this. Everybody these days have this, right? The most undervalued, in my own opinion, the most undervalued thing in most of our lives is our own health. Reason? Because sometimes we all are very smart, but at times we think very dumb when it comes to our health. Because you look the price tag of any particular item versus price tag of your own self. So for example, everybody has this, right? Some kind of a smartphone, okay? And nobody wants a cheap smartphone these, because everybody wants to look good, right? And everybody has a smartwatch, right? If you take these two combo, these two will run anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500, right? And we happily spend this money. We would not mind getting in the line, right? And kind of spelling all kind of order, right? And try to get it, because nothing wrong. Great products, nothing wrong. But the point I'm trying to make, if we give equal importance to our health, right? Maybe we can use much expensive products for a very long time. But before I get into my slide, maybe Perry, if you can bring up the video, please.
Oh, video.
So we have the best of the best air purifier system. And I mean, if you think about it, right? How thin our hair is, right? And if you can really think of something which could be 7,000 times smaller than that.
You and I, on average, spend about 90% of our time indoors. In fact, our indoor air quality can actually be 2 to 5 times worse than the air quality outdoors. The rooms in our homes can have VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. Simply put, these are gases that can be emitted from the flooring, from our furniture, and our walls. On top of VOCs, we also have airborne bacteria, viruses, allergens, fungi, and even cockroach and dust mite allergens. So how can we reduce contaminants from the air inside our environment? The Atmosphere Sky Air Treatment System is the best performing HEPA air treatment system among top competitors for removing allergens as well as other contaminants. The Atmosphere Sky system is the only air treatment system among top competitors for reducing odors such as cooking, pet, formaldehyde, mildew, and chemicals like ozone. The Atmosphere Sky system is able to do this with its IntelliFlow technology, a 3-stage filtration system with a particle sensor and motor design, which allows the system to move more air to clean a larger environment. The first stage of the filtration process is the pre-filter. The pre-filter is responsible for reducing the largest airborne contaminants, such as clothing fibers or pet hair. The second stage is the HEPA filter. Now, the HEPA filter is very effective at reducing airborne bacteria, viruses, and pollen. In fact, the HEPA filter is able to reduce pollution that is up to 7,000 times smaller than the average thickness of human hair, and reduce this pollution up to 99.99% as it's drawn through the filter. The last stage of the filtration process is the carbon filter. The carbon filter is responsible for reducing common household odors, as well as potentially harmful gases. One of the innovations of the atmosphere sky system is the connected experience. Your smartphone is your remote, allowing you to control your unit from anywhere at any time. But the connected experience is actually much more than a remote. In fact, you can monitor your surrounding indoor air quality and filter life. One of the great features of the atmosphere sky system is the renewable warranty. When you purchase the system, you'll get a 2-year warranty on the unit. Plus, you'll get up to an additional 3 years renewable warranty just by replacing the filters when the unit tells you to. The atmosphere sky system is a result of over 5 years of research and development, resulting in our best air treatment system. If you're concerned about the quality of air that you breathe, then get an atmosphere sky air treatment system, because we know that quality of air is quality of life.
All right. Thank you, Perry. I think that pretty much sums up the topic, right? But if you really think of, 7,000 times is smaller than the hair, that kind of thing this guy can catch. And only when you have this system in home, you will realize in the real time that the air inside the house is much polluted and bad than the air outside. Okay. The beauty of the system is that you don't have to worry about when to turn it on, when to turn it off, or at what speed you should run it, or at what speed you should not run it. You leave it to the system, set it to the auto, and it does all the job. Okay. Let me just go over a few. Okay. Very good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a few things. We already saw this thing. Okay. Now, why the quality of air matters, right? If you think about, if you drink good, if you breathe good, and if you think good, you are good, right? And obviously you eat good. We already covered that, so I'm not talking about that, right? Just because air is everywhere, we tend to take it for granted. Just because we are breathing, we default ourselves that we are breathing good, which is not the case, right? Because you could be doing unknowingly a lot of harm to yourself if you are not breathing decently good air, right? And it's there's a lot of information out there, so I'm not going to read everything, but it says, I just picked a couple of pointers. It says that according to the recent study funded by European Commission, etc., okay, it says for the loss of 2 million healthy years of life in every year just in the Europe continent. So if you think about the world, and we are part of that, okay, so we may not be losing 2 million healthy years, we don't have that much, but we could be part of that if we are not taking care of ourselves, right? And then there's a lot of research and study going on, okay, the impact of the polluted air on the human life. If you go and you will go on the WebMD and you will find a lot of useful articles, like it says here, there's a growing evidence that the key word is indoor air pollutants, right? And sometimes you are cooking, and if you are sneezing or somebody is coming in your house who is not that healthy, all those things, especially we live in the northeast area, most of the time our houses are closed, especially in the winter time, we try to close them as much as we can, so no air can come in and nothing can go out, and that's the worst part of the year from the quality of air standpoint, right? So it says 1 in 4 premature deaths from the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease are contributed because of the household air pollution. That is the key word. If you breathe outside, you are breathing better than what you are breathing inside. Okay. What are the benefits? We already saw in the video the kind of filtration it can do that we cannot think and we cannot even visualize to see it. Okay. And especially if you are cooking some very tasty food, sometimes tasty food has a strong odor and you don't want to tell your neighbors what you're cooking. Okay. So this takes care of the odor as well. Okay. And if you are a kind of person who have a pet and things like that, okay, they are cute, they are very good, but sometimes other things that come with them may not be very good for your health. Okay. So all those things are taken care by this. It provides 300 cubic feet of clean air every minute in a room up to 465 square feet. Okay. And like it says, comes with the default 2-year warranty, and every time the keyword is if you replace the filter as recommended, you get another additional warranty. Okay. And obviously it's a business, so let's talk about the PV and what we get out of it. Okay. It's a good PV, about 440 PV. Okay, 1325 PV these days. It's just very simple. Multiplied by 3, that's your business volume. Over $400 in profit. Okay. Retail price is $1,770, and until supplies last, okay, you get a good free Amazon Echo Dot. Okay. So whoever is planning to buy, okay, buy it so that you can get some little good. It's worth $50, I believe. Okay. Now the question is why we bought it, why we did not buy it earlier, why we bought it now. Okay. We have been going back and forth. You know, everybody goes to India, see your parents, and you see the everybody degradation in the health in everybody. Okay. Only if you pay attention, you should realize that you should really get serious about your health before you have to get serious about your health, right? So we started taking our health very, very seriously, because the water and the air, okay, those are the two main ingredients for bringing any kind of illness or sickness in you, right? So like the second bullet says, we know that quality of life is excellent drinking water, pollution-free air to breathe, and positive thinking mind. Okay. Why did we buy it? Because we had 1 and 3. We have East Spring, so we drink the best of the best water that is possible on planet Earth. We are in this association, so we are in the positive thinking frame pretty much all the time. So number 2 was missing. So why don't complete the combo and get best out of what you can get? The fourth thing is, since this product is not cheap, I would say, and it's not costly depending on how you look at it. Okay. But like the next point says, money cannot buy health, right? But healthy us, all of us, can make a lot of money, and not only we can make money, if you are healthy, you can enjoy the money. Because if you go in the 7 Spring on the morning walk with Kanti and your knees are hurting, you will really not have all the fun that you could, right? It is not costly at all once we know true value of our health. Okay, how much importance we give to ourselves. I was there, I saw my parents, I saw relatives, I saw people of my age and less than my age, and they were nowhere close to the health that we have. So we should not take things for granted just because we are in this environment. Okay, since we are in this environment, then we should try to take full advantage of things that are available to us. Okay, and last but not the least, it is a 4-digit investment. Sorry, yes, there is some money involved, but if you, for whatever reason, if you don't want to pay all the money up front, it's not in your, not that you don't have money, maybe that's not in your budget, you do have option to pay it in 6 months without any interest. Okay, so there couldn't be anything better than that. I think with that I'm done. I know I took maybe a minute over, but thank you for listening to me.
Wow, give one more round of applause to Anil. Very nice topic, actually. Amazing. I mean, one thing got stuck in my mind that, you be cautious about your health before you have to be cautious about your health. You Really, it's very important. You know, that's what exactly we also have the atmosphere sky, and I think it's really it's a different set of mind. You know, when you are in the business, you have to think differently. You cannot just follow others. So that guy says that there's of New York. This guy said there's no. They will say many things, or maybe you're one of the very good friend don't have it, but doesn't matter. You have to be cautious about your health. It's under your control. All right. So I think we're ready for next topic.
Yes.
So where we are moving now? From product and system.
But before the system topic, now we're breathing healthy air, we ate healthy stuff, so our brains are working fast, right? Okay, so let's solve some riddles. Let's see.
I can solve them.
Who can solve this? Okay.
The Pase is ready.
Okay, a hungry donkey was tied to a rope 8 feet long. About 30 feet away, there was a basket of fresh carrots. Okay, the donkey wanted to eat those carrots, 8 feet long, 30 feet away. Okay, how did he reach them?
Tick tick one.
It was not tied.
Other end was not.
What is it?
It was not tied to the.
Yeah, see?
Three people, huh? Manoj replied, she replied,
And I
then
think,
you also. Very good.
yeah, somebody replied in the last riddle.
So your minds are working. Okay,
Yeah,
proven.
yeah.
One more.
Okay, one more riddle. Okay, let me see which one.
He was tied to the carrot.
Was focused on the result. Okay, which one should I do? Let me see.
Second one.
Second.
Second one. That's not a good one. Okay, let's do this. From what number can I take half and leave nothing? So if I take half, it's a 0. Except 0. I'm not 0. But if I take, what is it?
I said 0.
yeah. It's
So
not
it's
a
not
zero.
a 0.
What number? You take half, you left
You
with
take
zero.
half from a number and you get 0.
No. It's a number. It's a number. Like it's not a half. Like it's not a fractional number. It's a number.
8.
8.
Yeah. 8. All right. Cool. Okay.
Okay, time to move on to system topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wanna go ahead?
Yes, you
All right, guys. So we have come from an exciting conference, right? Winter conference, and I'm sure everybody, got their heart and their mind touched with that conference. Definitely, personally, me and Suman, we learned a lot. And in this conference, we had, we went with a different mindset of learning and applying as early as possible, and keep applying it until we get whatever we want from this business. All right. So we are going to invite first timers in that winter conference, and we are going to remember our first time while listening from their mouths. So what exactly they say and what they learned. And I'm pretty sure they're going to share something which you all observe when you went in your first time in your conference. Okay.
And
So
that's why, that was the main reason why we thought that let's dedicate this space to whatever we got back from the conference. So before we open the floor for, everyone to share what they got from the conference and how they're applying it, like Suren said, it's always different to hear from the first timers. So,
absolutely.
we would like to invite people whoever actually went to the conference for the very first time. Okay, so hearty welcome to Krishna and Jasmine.
All right. One at a time.
Yes.
Whoever
maybe,
went first time.
Yeah, whoever went first time.
First time winter conference.
First time.
Very first time winter conference.
No, that's fine. You can after Krishna.
conference.
So 3 to 5.
First time winter conference. That's it?
No,
Sure.
Jasmine is there, but she will
Jasmine,
share.
I was wondering about.
Oh, no, for them I think it's second.
Perfect.
We can talk, sir.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
No, I didn't stop. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah,
Go ahead, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Krishna, sponsored by wonderful couple Going Diamond, Anup and Preeti. Yeah, first time is always special thing, and I'm so excited to share my first experience with Winter Conference with you guys. I have to say, first of all, thanks to Manoj and Akila and Anup and Preeti for taking care of us, making sure that we are having comfortable and having enough food and sleep. And I enjoyed the beginning of the conference with the Dubsy DJ, and it's been a while sitting for a whole day and listening to the people, but really got a lot of positive energy and learned a lot. Got a hope after listening to all the successful people, And that's the first time I see that much crowd of successful people. I'm so blessed to be part of that conference. Um, I was like a journalist taking notes to all the speakers for those 2 days. And yeah, when Anup and Preeti introduced us to Kanti and Lata, Kanti said only one thing, and he just asked us, "Are you able to handle lot of money?" I was so surprised. We haven't even started, but they have so much confidence on us. They're just talking about the final output. So I was so surprised with that. And apart from these all things, my main takeaways are Nanda mentioned one thing: when we are in the process and we are facing the difficulties, we should take them as challenges, not as a problems. And TD talked about hope versus expectation. Yeah, myself and Jasmine, we tried that day itself, and it really worked. Uh, some things we tried at the elevator and chewing gum. These are small things. It really worked. So expectation with proper planning and preparation, it really gives us awareness and tremendous confidence to reach our goals. And young diamond couple Nick and Stephanie. So Stephanie mentioned there is no such thing called a try. Just get things done. And after listening to all speakers, I observed one thing: there are no one really expecting for the money. They are doing right things, what they're supposed to do in a right way. Just money is just a byproduct of that. That's it. And some couple stories like Asmin and Kusuma and Nick and Stephanie, and in Mover Shakers panel 1 by Sugi, there were two guys, one from Harvard University who got MBA, and another person not even completed proper education. So after seeing these all stories, I realized that it doesn't matter what kind of situations and circumstances and challenges you are facing. We can still achieve our dreams by setting proper priorities and putting dream in front of us. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm impressed that Krishna did that without any notes, but I had to write some notes down, so I'm going to open those up. Just bear with me a second. All right. So I'm Jasmine. I'm sponsored by Amazing Uplines and Even Pretty Emeralds Going Diamond. So the way I prepared for today was just to take two key points that really stuck out to me at the conference and just explain how I plan to use them towards my personal development and moving my business forward. So the first one was from, I think, Tanmay is how you say it. He said, the business has to go from your head to your heart. And so then he gave a list of challenges and he categorized them as either head things or heart things. So one example he gave was being stressed versus being stretched. So being stressed, that's mental, that's a head thing. But to view a challenge as being something that stretches you, that comes from your heart and the proper mindset. And we only get that, or we're only able to respond in that way once the business has gone to your heart. So physically, I went to the conference the same exact person that I am now, but mentally, it changed me. So, for example, before the conference, I was going out and having conversations as my upline encouraged me to do so, but I kept getting stuck at level 1. Like I wasn't able to wasn't able to deepen. I was able to initiate, and then I didn't take it further from there. So I kept just thinking, okay, I just need to go out with Preeti. Once I see her do it, I'll be able to do it. I'll be confident. But I was expecting her to, like, I could catch her confidence through osmosis, but that's a hard thing. You have to learn to build that within yourself. So I went out with her tonight, and it was amazing, and that's only going to sharpen my skill set. But even before we went out, I was able to finally have my first conversation and move past that and make a successful connection, which wasn't something I was able to do before the conference. What else do I have in here? So just like going out with Preeti only can give me the tools, I have to actually apply them. And so just like BWW and Amway gives us the tools to build this business, we have to pick them up and use them. And that only happens once the business goes from your head to your heart. And I feel like we all start out like that. We learn the business or we understand it logically first, but then through associations and listening to streamings and really plugging into this environment, that's when the business goes to your heart, and that's where you really go out and build it big. So that's one way I plan to move my business forward. And then the second key point for me was from TD, and Krishna touched upon that, was hope versus expectation. Because when we hope for things, it carries a degree of doubt. Like we hope for it, but we're hoping to happen, we would like it to happen, but it may or may not happen. But when we expect it to happen, that's a degree of certainty. We're sure that that thing is going to happen. So just like we go to work and we expect to get paid, because why? We went to work, we did what we were supposed to do, we expect that to happen. That's the same in this business. But you do the work, you can't track the results in the same way. So you just do the work, you stay consistent even when you can't see those results happening. But you can't expect things that you don't plan for. So at the start of the year, like my upline encouraged me, I had written a list of goals. And so it was nice. I put it on my fridge where I could see it every day. But when I came back and I looked at the list, it was just a list. There was no dates. There were no timelines. It was really a list of hopes. I didn't expect anything to happen. So one of the first things I did after the conference was really set a clear goal for where my business will be by spring leadership. So through game planning with my upline, I'll be able to create a strategic plan to get it there. But just through creating that timeline for me, it's caused me to go out with more expectation in what I'm doing. So when I'm talking to people, I am expecting to meet the right people wherever I'm going. And I am expecting to be able to connect with everyone everywhere. So that was really my second thing. And see if I had anything that I missed here. Yeah, so I'm just excited and thankful for this partnership. Thank you, and Manoj and Akila for rooming with me, and Krishna for being my partner through the conference, and to my amazing uplines for traveling with me there. It was amazing. Thank you so
much. Anybody else first timer to the conference?
All first time. All right, amazing. You know, when we hear from the first timers, I mean, see how naively like they're putting everything together, and you know, telling all of us that what exactly they felt and how much gratitude they have for their appliance, for the whole team. It's amazing. You know, I mean that this is the business which can actually teach you how much you can really, you know, engrave all the gratitude in you. Otherwise, I don't think so we have ever learned how to really show your gratitude or really feel it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is the time now for our you know, all the existing business owners who are not the first timers in the winter conference, but they went with a, you know, with a full heart and full mind, and they really wanted to grab something. So what we're gonna do is you know, appliance will be coming at the end. And then we'll have you know, everybody maybe from the row wise. If you don't have your better half or the, you know, the complete, if you're not couple right now, it's okay. You can still stand and, you know, speak whatever your takeaways are and what you're gonna change. You know, from this winter conference, what you learn, what you're gonna change to really grow your business.
So they will speak from there, or they will come
from right here. I think we don't need to really shuffle around. They can stand. If suppose you both have thought the. Okay, perfectly fine. Perfectly.
You don't have any other topics now.
Perfectly fine. Whatever our client says, perfectly fine. So I think we can start from here. Mona, you want to come? Chinmay will come.
So we will start.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, let's start.
You want to go?
No, you can.
All right, guys. So definitely, I mean, there are many things which we learned. Our notebook, our mind, and our heart are actually filled up with a lot of things. But for me, I think we both actually got a different takeaways. For me, the main thing was that the daily goal, daily, weekly, monthly goal to able to achieve what we want to achieve, and then definitely the work ethic, the 2 DDM, 5 MG1. The, you know, we are burning the why we are not there on the stage. We will be there on the stage, and that's what kind of promises we have made. So definitely our tracking our goals daily, weekly, monthly, and then keeping our dates intact, and then you know, putting the consistent effort. That's our that's my takeaways.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, I would like to mention, you know, what stuck with me. Dave and Kim actually mentioned this from the stage, that 2 to 3 sprints of 90-day core run, and you are Eagles. So, you know, this thing just stuck with us, and we are making it happen. And then they talked about 5 conversations per day, 5 MG1s per week, which he already talked about. One more thing that I want to mention is the impact on people. When, you know, Jinesh Cherahi, when he came on the stage and he he spoke about he actually shared one thing that when my dad passed away, he said then he saw tears in the eyes of people who were not related, and that is what is called impact. That's when he realized that his dad has actually created impact, and this just stuck with us, that it is not just monetary. The vision or the goal is, or the why, I would say, not the goal, the why is greater than all of that, greater than generating a cash flow. Of course, for cash flow is the first thing, but then it's greater than what the monetary, I would say, benefits that we have from the business. And then just to add on to what he said, changes that we are implementing, we are tracking each and every habit on a daily basis. And that's what we have learned, either track it on a paper or track it anywhere, but that's what we personally are doing. Each and every habit, including DTMs, everything we are tracking on a daily basis. Unless we check mark, we don't end our day. That's it. And whoever wants to go next.
Absolutely. Awesome. You want to come? All right. Come on. Come on out. All right. Hello everyone. This is part of the patient mineral, proudly sponsored by our appliance Perry and Elemental Going Rubies, a part of Diamond Going to the team of Anup and Priti Sudani. Very excited after the conference, winter conference. It was like jam packed. We took a lot of notes. This is the first time I took like too many pages. Yeah, and I used to say, right, it doesn't stay in your head. Take some notes. So I took too many notes. But we plan to move forward. This and somebody said, right, the two things that we want to do is gain respect, earn the respect of our appliance Perry and Anna Mittal, and be with them wherever they go. And other thing is we want to build a legacy for our family, for our kids and for our family. So that's what we're going to do. And before going to the conference, I was reading Empower Yourself chapter. So it very well tuned with the conference for me, at least, because the two chapters, like parking in fear and the one that comes after that. So obviously, like the two things that everybody does is one thing, they want to be likable, and the other thing is they don't want to do things that they don't like, or they are fearful of doing that. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out there and look stupid. That's fine. Like once we look stupid, we're going to go past that and get some numbers. And obviously the other thing is no fear, obviously. And obviously our goal is every conference we want to take 2 new HTP legs. And this year we are planning to go Eagles by FED 2018, and we'll walk on the stage. 2019, yeah. And we'll walk on the stage in summer conference, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So there are a lot of nuggets from winter conference, and small things from each speaker. But most of the things that I learned was like keeping the positive mental attitude, like whatever challenges you face, like they're just challenge, not a problem, and you can always find a solution. And also that never say try, because when you say try, you maybe lose hope and you stop doing it. But if you say you will do it, you should not be hopeful, you should be sure about it. And the other thing is, like we always keep saying whenever we come from conference, that 5 mg1s, and then one conversation per day, but we kind of slow down. And then, like as Anup talked about in last page, that staying consistent is the key. So just that's what we need to do now, that we have to stay consistent. And the takeaway that I was from Kanti's talk, that don't let brain control you. You control the brain. Like you lead yourself first. That's the most important thing that I would apply to myself first, and then maybe in my business, because if you control your brain, then nothing is negative around you, or you can face any challenges.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Wants to come, Mari Fatima?
All right.
All right.
Yeah, not sugar coated. Okay. All right, guys. We are Arif and Fatima, proudly sponsored and mentored by Rubies, Emeralds, Perenana, and Diamonds, Anup and Priti Sudani. Okay. Our goal is, to be with our appliance, Seven Springs, right? After your WhatsApp message, I was fired up. I rushed out of the home, made four conversation, 2 connections in just 1 hour. So we are definitely tracking that. And as Yusuf Ali said in his talk, expect it. So we are expecting it, and we have released our goals to the universe. So that's one of the thing. And for us, the conference, nobody has to convince us about money and lifestyle that the business has, but more about the legacy and why we are building the business. Because we want to have a broader impact. After that, we had a game planning session with Per and Anna, and the couple of things, it's more about building skill sets and having a work ethic of 2 to 3 sprints. So that's what we are tracking on, and everything we have, just we have to boost ourselves up. And
Yeah, that's it. Yes. So for my takeaway is different than Arif's. Just there's lots of takeaway, but I like the legacy left behind the diamond. I can see the second generation.
Wow.
That I love it, and it's amazing, and it's blew our mind too. So just we had to, example for our kids. We are not want to show the world and everybody. Just when you are like be a right and perfect example for your kids, so that's we were want, so we don't want to let our kids without this association. Automatically they come join us, later on. So that's what we want, and not like for the people who have like the kids, they all left and go somewhere else here and there. We don't want, we just have like to united at our home. And also, what we have to apply after the conference, that self-improvement, reading, listening, and contacting. So miss 2 DTM every day and 2 or 3 mg one per week. That's our goal, especially for me. So that's our take.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Chinmay and Mona.
Chinmay has to come first.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi, this is Chinmay and Mona, proudly sponsored with this business by Ruby Going Anna and Perry, and Diamond Going team of Anup and Preeti. So we are super excited. Like this time the conference was very different. Like it is very short and sweet. We love it. Both of us are talking like about all the diamonds are their talks are like 15 to 20 minutes. So we concentrated more on the what they are saying, exactly what they are saying, and we are just into it. Like this time it is really amazing. So our goal is to at least one DTM every day and Eagle by July 2019. And spring leadership, obviously, we are looking forward. And we are into looking forward for the 7th spring as well. So we are working on it. We need to more organize and prioritize our things. So we are working on it right now. My takeaway from from Sugit, I love Sugit's pointers. One of the pointers is that like ability to take a decision. So that takes you to the next level. What you are today, even from my side, like I got to. Like what you are today or what you were today, it doesn't matter. When you take the decision, you will be like make the business build up very quickly, and you can be on the stage, right? So and also is even Anup and Preeti's talk, like when they are on the stage, like it was so our own appliance are there, and it was so amazing for me, like when Preeti told about the pointers. I'm not today it's like more of the thing is be connected to the person to whom you are meeting. Maybe they join or not, it doesn't matter, like right, and be a solution oriented person. That is my point. And from Kanti's talk, I love it, like so be like a salt. You don't be like to be big or do something great, so be like a salt, small and impactful.
Yes.
And one thing Rasmi and Rama Ramesh, I think Rasmi told, like better to die trying rather living doing nothing, at least we are thankful that we are trying something, and we'll make it happen. And now Chinmay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right, so I'm still not able to smile because of what's going on in the office, but yeah. So I think before we even started for winter conference, we sat down with. I didn't mention it before. We sat down with Anna and Perry. Perry and Anna, we sat down with Perry and Anna and non-friend. And I think the amount of time they spent, we had a very open conversation. We had a budgeting session. I don't know how many of us have done that. If not, I would strongly recommend, I would strongly suggest that with your upline and mentors, you should do that. That when you do that, you will see all the holes in your finance situation. I know finally I have to reach winter conference, but I had to mention this. But because as in couple, as in husband and wife, when we saw that together, we understood the gap together, we understood the issues together, and then you will understand the value of the mentors at that point of time. There was no point for them to stay back till middle of the night, and again they were not enforcing anything on us, then guiding us how to come out of this particular situation. I think I should be very thankful to both of them. I again, as I said, I could not mention it. I thought when I come here, I'll mention it for sure. So then, of course, we went to interconference. Um, it was a I think we were looking forward to it for some reason. Um, when I was going through the notes today, I was literally living those moments. It was so refreshing when you go through the notes. I think there's some when you listen to them, most of the time their talks will relate what's happening in your life. So that's how you'll pick up those points. So I picked up those points based on what's happening with me. So I think I'll start with this. What Nick started as, it's business is and it will always remain simple, but it's the life which gets tougher. So all matters how you handle it, and that's why it is very important that you hang on to the system, you hooked on to it, remain on course. Uh, the first thing is I think that's again Vishal and Sonika also mentioned that before you launch yourself, anyone try to launch yourself, and you should try to launch yourself every day with a goal in mind. Try to launch yourself. It should not be like you get up with a day without a goal. Try whatever small or big, have a goal set for the day. And so I think another, I forgot who mentioned, the biggest struggle for all of us is like to remain organized, continue to remain organized throughout. I think once you are organized, that's half the job done, right? Of course, the action is matters, but to remain to that stage where you can take action, organize, that plays a key role. So as long as you are organized and disciplined, and I'm pretty sure we'll be able to take that action. So that's about it. Means these are the few things, as long as we have that self belief, and we create a plan for ourselves, definitely we can move things. So as Kanti said, a little of me can make a big difference.
Awesome. That's tough.
So with that,
Ladies first.
Yes.
All right, guys. Anil and Sunita again. Okay, proudly sponsored by Perry and Anna. Definitely very proud to be in the business. For me in particular, I'll just go a little before the winter conference because when I went to India this time, it was pretty much a paradigm shift for me, at least I can say. Uh, in uh, in 50 years of my age, I had never hugged my dad. Okay. We come from a value system where you always go and touch feet and all, and you always hug your mother, or you rarely hug your dad, right? I don't remember ever since I am born, I had seen my dad getting very emotional or crying or about to cry. So this time, when I was parting my ways and coming here, I don't know why, but I just hugged himself, and he was about to break down, and I left him because I wanted to maintain his sanity. So anyway, the takeaway from the winter conference is there's nothing new to learn, to be very honest, in the business after we have been in the business. There's nothing new. There's only so much that any conference can do to anybody. Only we can do whatever we want to do to ourselves. For me particularly, I know exactly what I need to fix. I know my strengths. Okay. I sometimes talk to myself and say why I am not moving on. Anything and everything that this business asks, I have it. The only thing that I lack is consistently doing the work on for enough long period of time without a break, where I can see the results. That's the only thing that I am going to work on. I'm not going to talk about any particular speaker who said what. Everybody was, in my opinion, best in their own way. But if you see the theme of all the people who have achieved a significant success, from eagles to diamonds to founder diamonds to double diamonds, they have done the work consistently for a long enough period where they could see the result. So I know what I need to give up, and I need to what I need to inculcate to stay and be consistent. Because one of my goal is there's only one incident in my entire life where I regret. I wish I would have done that. After that I never leave anything to any guesswork. If I feel like doing it, I just do it. Okay. One of my goal is I want to go every 6 months India, see my parents, maybe just for a week. But I want that money not to come from my paycheck. Not that I cannot afford it, but I do want to have that feeling that I'm earning from business and I'm having a perfect balance of work life and relationship with everybody that I cherish the most.
Hi, we are Anil and Smita, Pari and Anna Nanopre. Basically, I learn a lot, and basically we change that time management. Basically, time management is key. Basically, what time, what you do. We are going out 7:30, 8:30. Our area is closed. Basically, it's 9 o'clock. But then some people's not there. We are basically time. Time is key basically, and doing the right thing every day. And where I have 2 boys, college, and thinking and everything is aligned, then business is aligned too. Basically, sometimes some challenges come. Basically, right now my hand is challenge to me. That's sometimes. Basically, I not blame business. I blame ourselves sometimes. Why I am not doing it. I know what I am doing it. I am learning. Like sometimes we are not good for words. Our words, home words. Basically, sometimes something happens, blame each other, thinking each other. We are not fight. Trust me, we are not fight. We are one. Like, I quiet. He talks. That is my home. That's one. Yeah, I tell later. Not that time. I tell later. That's my way. This is wrong or this is right. That's why I basically be fixing it. I say everybody, small kids, please do it right now. Your kids are big, there are lot of challenges, lot of mental, finance and everything, families. Yeah, please do it right now. That's it.
All right. Yeah. So just keep in mind that this.
Don't start now. Don't start.
So I'm gonna start it.
No, don't start. Don't start. Wait. Hello, guys. Wait.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Let's do it. 2 minutes.
Hello, guys. We are Manoj and Akila, proudly sponsored in this business by Diamonds, Anup and Preeti. So our goal is we will be having 2 partner honoring legs by spring conference, and we are working towards it. Quickly takeaways. I just have like 2 takeaways, and I'm implementing that in my for the last 2-3 days. I'm reflecting on that and I'm implementing that. and I think Jasmine spoke very well on that particular thing about expectation versus hope. And to give example, a real world example, like we are taking a couple through the process, and we always talk amongst each other, saying, hey, it's like 25-75. We are already having that negative expectation built in when we are talking to them, even in MG1 phase. So one of the things that I keep reading is about positive expectation, and as I think Arif mentioned, or somebody mentioned, that sending positive signals to the world so that we can receive the same way is something that I'm trying to change, and making sure that even when there is like not having any preconceived notion in terms of, like, for example, I got a message at 7:30 before BP1, and I was thinking that was my previous like I was thinking that that guy is saying that he's not going to come without opening the message, right? So I just want to suspend my judgment and not have negative expectation before even going through that. So that is one thing. And how will I do that? Kanti spoke very well at the end. He said, if you can control others' brain, try to control your brain, and that's something that you can do. So those are some things that I want to.
For me, as Anilji said, it's not many people come on the stage talk from their perspective. For we know if we have to move forward in the business, it's all about the habits and the work ethic. I've been started tracking my habits, and I see a lot of changes. In fact, I try, during the work, this is not something that I should be telling, but because during morning or evening, I'm not finding time to do certain things that is related to business, especially reading or listening. So what I do when I get time in the office, if I have less work, I started, using those time. And what I do is now when I read book, I, tell to people around me. They see a lot of changes in me when I speak something different what others speak, especially my colleague. He started sharing his health issues, especially his wife has and all. He sees me, right? There's so much difference in me, and I never complained about health or something to him. Touch wood. So then I asked him to try double X and vitamin C. I gave him. He said, okay, when you're saying, I'll definitely ask her to try and all that. So this is one thing, changing myself, especially my habits, work ethic, and also somebody on the stage said, if you are not able to sell double X, what else you can sell? So for my business, I need volume too. So I want to get good with that. At least have 100 PV customers. Work ethic will, help us lead to have 5 MG1s in a week. Now we have 5 overall process meetings, but we want to have 5 MG1s in a week. So that will help us to, achieve our goals this year, V3. This never happened, especially Nishchal, Manoj, myself, 3 of us sat. In every aspect, we made goals. It could be relationship, it could be health, it could be whatever it is to achieve. Even for the home perspective. So we made a lot of changes, and we're working on all like areas. This is something I wanted to say.
M&M. M&M. Yeah.
Okay, M&M. Colorful.
Malik, no
M&M is colorful, no?
No time.
No time, yeah.
Our blind says no time.
Okay. So hi guys, this is Mitali and Maulik. Our uplines are Emeralds going Jinan and Pankti Chheda, and EDC going Madhu Praveen Chheda. So
EDC qualification. Already EDC qualification.
Yeah, already in qualification. So my takeaway from this conference, and not just from this conference, but as Suman said regarding what Jinan said. So we had been going to Madhu Auntie's house so many times whenever we are in New Jersey. And what you guys see is what you guys see on the stage, like Jinan and Pankti and Madhu Auntie, like talking about each other. Madhu Auntie always sharing her bond with the grandkids and Jinan and Pankti. But believe me or not, they are as strong in their house. Their relationship is so strong, and so they are so connected with Madhu Auntie, Jinan and Pankti, I feel like Pankti is more connected to Madhu auntie than her own parents. So that bond, I mean, that is priceless. That's like, I don't know whether maybe if they were not in the business, they might be having that bond because you are in this environment and you get to, and this environment teaches so many good ethics, moral to you, that you are that is what can I say, that you catch all those things, and then that brings your family together too. Now about the business, regarding okay, so what we decided is to change is our persistency and consistency, because we had not been that consistent till now. And how can we bring that? Because if we is to maybe whatever laziness or that breach that we have to build. So if we believe Tanmai's talk of what is a head and heart thing, then whatever obstruction or whatever we are thinking as a challenge is a head thing. So maybe it's your finance, your health, or anything. So we can work on that. And Stephanie, I love what Stephanie said about control your emotions, so that when you have ups and downs in the business, not that deep, you can manage it very well, and try to find out your strength and what you are good at, and don't try to find out what's you're missing.
Perfect. So I'll tell you my takeaways. I think hardly 30 seconds. But most of the times challenges are self-inflicted. Get out of yourself. That I have seen, because what I was doing is, after 9 o'clock, I'm telling my mind that, oh, now nobody's here, nobody's here. I have to train my mind. Even though I'm out, I'm not getting results because I'm telling that to my mind. So I have to get out of myself. Don't make co-run as a chore run. Don't make co-run as a chore run.
Don't do chori.
Yes. And
this was just missed call.
And again, Nick and Stephanie said, never try to find what's missing in you. Seed of greatness are in you. So work on that and build yourself. And 2 BSMs I'll recommend. This week's all in. And I have seen that just now before coming to Pase. Like the whole week, I was persistently making conversations but not getting connections. I had a talk with Jinae, and I got a connection. Simple. So I made a decision in the conference that I'm going to be persistent. And first challenge is for 4 or 5 days, I didn't get anything. And just today I got it. So all in. That's what Ali Maka says. And the second one is not in the BSM, but Satish and Sushma Reddy. It's awesome. You get to buy that because the way his accomplishment is amazing, and the process steps he's explaining is really nice. Awesome. Try to get that. Thank you.
All right.
No.
There you go.
Smooth. Hello everybody, Pramod and Ashwini, sponsored by Kavan and Anjali Desai, part of the amazing Koyan Desai team. So our mentor always says set goals not as regarding the result, but set action-oriented goals. So our goal is having 1 launch every month. So yeah, I won't really list all the specific speakers, but I'll just list three things I got that were very impactful to me. One was, like Krishna and Jackie said, the TD point about hoping for something versus expecting something, being skeptical versus having a determined action. But the key after that, he followed up with, is you can't just expect without preparation. That would just be stupidity. So that preparation part is where I got something from Kantigala, which was control your mind, and that then for me connected with this week the latest talk from Angelo Nardoni, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 enact. So because that's, for me, it was always the daily habits and being out there taking that action without hesitating that I had to work on. So that was the change I got from that. one other very strong point I got was from Kumar. It wastes a lot of energy to be lethargic. And that also, Angela Nardoni talked about as an example, getting out of bed. You say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just get do it. So that was my takeaways.
Hello everyone. My goal and takeaway from this conference is, from first conference to this conference, it's been a lot of difference, because first conference I was overwhelmed by the positivity, seeing everyone and all those things. But for now I understood that why you are doing the business is very important. So as Kumar said, the Kanti Galas why is not going through the emotional thing when you have yeah, not going through the emotional roller coaster, as Stephanie said, again and again in your life, going through the lows. Everyone does, even diamonds are going through their lows, and they are dealing in a different way than we are. When we are going to the roller coaster, when we know how to deal with the things we are going through, then I think success is not that far. Thank you.
Awesome. Then that roller coaster becomes the one in Orlando.
Right, it's time for our blinds, Perry and Anna.
Hey guys, fired up and excited. Perry and Anna here, absolutely jacked up after the winter conference. Dream Night. It used to be called Dream Night. It's a winter conference, and our awesome appliance going diamond and open Preeti. End of the year goal is double eagle ruby happening big time, absolutely done deal, and spring leadership will have a three new partnership honoring legs, absolutely done deal. The conference was amazing, guys. I'll have Anna talk, and then
So everybody talked about the conference, and since Perry is time boxing, so I don't want to talk about the conference. But definitely, even before going in the conference, we were so excited. We sat with Anup and Preeti. It's we've been. So I can't say we'll be consistent, persistent, because we are consistent, persistent. But we have to continue to be that and do more of that. So that's our message. And I was thinking, for me, being authentic and being real, because sometimes we try to be for me, personally, perfection, is something so we are born to be real, not to be perfect. And that's what I feel it takes a lot of load. And for we are people on our team, I just want to tell, you guys are enough. You guys are amazing. Don't worry about anything. Just go out there. It's such a simple business, and I just feel we all can be together at Seven Springs this year. And thank you so much, Anup and Preeti, for really talking to Kanti, and because I really believe that this promotion will really move people, because sometimes 7,500 or whatever, with this process, I think there's no point in talking about the PV, why not, because that is something people are working on, and PV will definitely come. And one thing I'm personally changing, no, don't make any assumptions, because sometimes you're so smart and you try to make your own story. You're reading that book, Crucial Conversation. They say we always make a story. When something happens, we make a story in our mind. But you know what? We are the director. We can change that story as well. So stop making assumptions, because this business still is about relationships and the vibes that you're sending. And and I've had such a wonderful week this week, after the conference, in terms of activity and excitement. So I feel blessed. We are definitely, our goal is to create that impact that Wilbur talks about, how many people are better off because we live, and especially is our upline better off because we lived in their business. So we are going to be impact players in Sudhani and Design Gala team this year, and definitely going to make it happen.
Yeah, we want to make sure that our uplines doesn't lose more hair, So they not so much hair, waiting for that that percentage, But guys,
that's our goal. Yeah, we're going to
look at that, guys. We gotta do it. Just guys, our goal is that not goal. I shouldn't say goal. Goal, when you say our goal is, we don't accomplish it. I'm doing it. And see, that's power of spoken word. We say my goal is to do this, my goal is to do that. Your breakthrough is as good as your follow through. So it's a daily follow through. We have to do it every day. We are out there making it happen, being bold, talking to people, and talking about goals. While going in the conference, we said, man, we got to make it happen, right? We have achieved so much in our lives. We are no worse than anybody else. We are better than a lot of people. Why not 5 mg one, guys. It's a work ethic. We have to catch up. It's just getting urgency. We're making it happen, making our appliance proud. And our
All right, guys. Wow, it was a great pace, huh?
Yes.
Thank you
Great
so much,
topics,
Suman,
great
for putting
topics.
this together. You know, I know people wanted to say more from their heart, but the time was not there. But anyway, our simple goal is we have 9 weeks. Every single day counts. 5 mg once a week, and we are bringing 3 new legs, partnering, honoring legs outside our 6, and that is our goal.
That's my goal too. No, what I got out of the function is, see, you cannot build your business asset if you're not honoring the partnership. See, everybody's in this business to make money, right? But imagine if you yourself are not doing HTP, you cannot expect it. And when we know this business is a solution, let's not fight for it. Let's do everything what this business takes. See, understand, I've always realized in this business, we are shortcutting the 50 years of work to 5 years of work. There will be strong work ethic, there will be mental toughness, there will be ups and downs. But if you're ready to fight for 5 years, is worth it. Others 50 years is welcoming you. And another thing is, so God doesn't bless disunity. And one thing I really liked what TD said was, success will never come for unprepared people. I hope we are prepared. We know one day we are going to have 9 growing legs. We are going to have a huge team. We can run our own open meetings, team evaluation meeting. So I hope you are prepared for the success, because God is testing you. Or you're thinking, okay, I have taken a round in the mall, I'm done with it. No. It's see, when you see these people in the movers and shakers panel, I felt, oh my God, we think we are doing great. I felt we are doing nothing. We are doing nothing. And to get those 3 partner honoring legs, if you're speaking it, there is a massive work ethic, guys. It's not easy. It's very cute thing to say, but we know, we have been out there last 2 days. We have been talking. Either one day there is no conversation, or one day when we are serious, we get 3-4 conversations. So when you are out there, guys, give it all, because just imagine we are in this business just for short amount of time, because we want to enjoy the rest of our life. Absolutely. So let's give the burst of energy. We are super excited. As Anup said, 10 weeks will fly away. By the time we realize we'll be in the spring conference, and we don't want to set another goal. Oh, what did we do? Get another 2 partner honoring legs. Let's go with the new, whatever you have set your goals. And this business is doable. It's so much fun, like we girls went, right? It's so much fun. Make it fun. The business is fun. If you make it a tension or a burden, you don't want to drag yourself. Thank you.
So, Anna, Kanti agreed on Eagle.
Yeah.
Counting
Anna
on a
is
lot of
bringing-
you guys. Otherwise Kanti will say, what happened, man? You were talking. All right, guys, let's make it happen.
Thanks everybody, and thanks definitely Appliance for agreeing on this topic. I mean, it was amazing.
Amazing.
Pase, quickly, let's check the calendar. Let's check the calendar. Diamonds Open, Dr. Hari and Jayanti Narayanan, Wednesday, same hotel, Newton Marriott. All right, and want to just quickly open the floor for top 3 excitement.
And quickly, BBS, everybody knows the date, right? February 16th.
Exactly. February 16th,
It's
BBS.
Middle of the 9 weeks. Perfect.
9 weeks, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Top 3 excitement.
I'm very excited to create a new customer in the process. Like
Oh.
I was literally dying.
That
to
was
make
amazing.
I
That
was
was
dying
like-
to make a customer, because we keep telling that this process
That's
doesn't
amazing.
work.
That's
And
amazing.
first of all, we were not even sure that whether we can make customers. It was like, oh my God, it was breath of fresh air after I heard that women's leadership. Oh, you can make customers. Okay, so then so because you don't want to get out of the process, right? Oh, how come she's making a customer? But it was amazing that because you go through the process with the people and you meet them with so many times that you have developed that trust, and you also know what they would like, So
Absolutely.
it was such an easy conversation. Like she came home and I was trying to open the SAM, but I haven't done SAM in a long time. I said forget about it. I took the app, and just with that, she bought double X, and Akila, we have to sell double X. If we can't sell double X, our life is I don't know. So sold double X, Hydra V, and also because I'm so excited about the serum. So I was able to sell the personalized serum, the entire spot, and she wanted everything, but I said, because we're talking about, because we already spoke about the budgeting when we were doing FT2, I said, you'll have to still manage your budget, So that's how, because she understands it, honestly, she was very interested that, she wants to actually get started in the business, but we don't want to go that route. Let her figure this out, and if she wants to really honor the coaching program, and then she can come back. And also I had one MG2 very successful. We are showing my amazing husband is showing the BP1 tomorrow because I really promoted all that because she's not available Wednesday because she's a nurse. So Wednesdays they have a schedule. So I don't want to wait for the whole month before she can set her. So she's ready to change her schedule for Wednesdays. But for now, BP1, we spoke to the upline. So Patty is going to do the BPM tomorrow. So he does at the open meeting. He can do.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Just
here are the products we've all learned from Patty.
No, so he's going to do the BP, not at home. We are doing outside, and then he's going to invite her to the because she's available Tuesday night. So we'll invite her to the Tuesday night for that, and then next time Wednesday. And also did MG1. I had one MG1 which got postponed, but another MG1 I did today. Very exciting MG1. So it's like when you're talking and when you are in the zone, you can see that, how you talk and how people receive it. Beautiful girl, like 23-year-old, she's a dental assistant. She's planning to go to dental school, but how we connected and what it takes and all that. If people want to get some ideas, I can talk later on because I'm sure Suren is timing me.
No. This thing is time. All right, second one. Come on, whoever raised the hands first. My hands is Go ahead.
Yeah, Anila and Sunita again. Just on a personal level, Manas has started his internship. It's so great to see the same guy. Okay, we both work in the same company.
Yes.
I just drop him and I go into different building, but it's such a great feeling. But definitely, one of the things for us for 2019 is growth in all areas: business, personal life, personal development, and everything.
Perfect.
And we see that happening. Very nice and humble kids, and very grounded, but definitely excited.
All right.
Last one.
Anybody?
I can share. I can. You can go.
Oh, that's fine.
So you can go.
Please go ahead.
So just excited about guys. As I said, being board. Follow through our and as Anna said, we went with excitement, with momentum happening when we went with the conference, so that we continue that momentum, and every day 1 or 2 DTMs is happening absolutely, and our pipeline is getting filled. So our goal is to have at least 5 MG1s a week, and it's happening right now. We this week we'll have 4 MG1s. I think I'm gonna I have a one booked online for this Sunday. So
and then 2 we have this weekend, so it will be 5. One has to still confirm, so it will be 5 actually.
And see the guys, it just the time wise, Malik, after 9 is the when the floodgates open, so we are actually very quick, so we were in the night, around it was 9:30 or 10. I said okay,
it was 10, almost 10,
and I said I think it was 9:30, and I just said Nave's home. I don't know why that thought came in my mind. Oh, you know what? Nave's home because she called something. I said, man, I could have spent time. Literally, I could have spent time with her. That's what. But you know what? I kicked my butt. I said, man, you know what? Let me do it. And that gave me, you know what? I'm taking my time away. Let me make it productive. And I was like, okay, who should I talk? See, sometimes you have to kick yourself every time when you go out. Until unless, as Preeti said, you go and you think you're working hard, you just come back. You have to kick yourself, what you're taking time away. And it should not be the work, it should not be as a guilt, but as it should give you the urgency to do the work, Yeah, because as Ali Maka said, a doubt and faith or whatever, guilt cannot go together. So we just, every day we kick our butt and we go out there, man, and make it happen.
Like Bob says, marry the process and divorce the results.
Yes.
All right, guys. So refreshment on the way, and be ready.
We have a newcomer coming to in our team. A mini Sharma coming.
Mini Sharma.
All
right.
We are speaking a girl.
Wow.
They're patient.
Congratulations, guys.
Because she has sweets for everyone. So I wanted to make sure that
congratulations.
Expecting in July.
You can do it. You can do it. You did it. You did it.
So everybody keep her in your like in your prayers, like because you always want to for a healthy pregnancy and now it's